This may sound controversial, but the businesses that are most hyped online right now are actually the worst places to start. In this video, I'm breaking down the real tier list of 1% businesses, the best and the worst businesses that you can start as a beginner. And make sure you stick around till the end because I'm gonna show you the smartest place to start right now and how it can set you up to climb into even bigger and more profitable businesses later. Let's start with the classic, selling physical stuff. It can be clothes, candles, gadgets, even furniture if you're ambitious. It looks great on TikTok, the packaging, the unboxing, the aesthetic branding. But behind the scenes, it's inventory, shipping headaches, refund requests, dealing with suppliers who ghost you, and traffic that costs real money to buy. If you don't already have an audience or like some capital to burn, then it's like playing business on hard mode with no extra lives. Sure, physical product businesses can potentially become multi-million-dollar empires, but for a beginner, it's basically stress before success. So my verdict would be, it's way too much risky and it's way too slow to pay off. So I'll put this in D tier. Now, dropshipping is kind of the diet version of physical products. No inventory, no garage full of boxes, you just pass the order to a supplier. It sounds amazing, right? Until you realize that you're competing against people who know how to run ads like Wall Street traders. They're testing dozens of creatives a day and your little store is up against them on day one. And let's not forget the customer who waits 3 weeks for the product to arrive and blasts you in reviews because the product that finally arrived doesn't look exactly like the ad that was shown. Dropshipping can work if you're already a beast at ads or you own a niche audience, but for beginners, it's an expensive crash course in disappointment. So my verdict for beginners, it's definitely not a starting point. I would suggest that you save this for much later when you actually understand how traffic works. So I'll put this also in D tier. Okay, print on demand sounds like dropshipping's artsy cousin. You design t-shirts, mugs, phone cases, whatever, and a supplier prints and ships them when someone orders. No boxes in your living room, no upfront stock. It's a cool idea, but the catch is the same: distribution. Most beginners upload hundreds of designs, they just sit back and wait for sales that never come. The ones who win at print on demand, they already probably run a meme page or some niche TikTok account or communities that eat their designs up. So without that, you're just donating your time to Adobe Illustrator or probably Canva. So my verdict for beginners would be, only start this if you have your own audience, and if you don't, then just skip this. So I'll put this in somewhere between D and C tier. Now let's talk about digital products. It can be templates, courses, toolkits, workshops. These sound incredible because there is no shipping cost and the margins are usually high and the duplication cost is basically nothing. But that is exactly why a lot of people are making them. So the problem here is the competition, it's brutal. You can't just upload a random PDF to Etsy and expect strangers to show up with their credit card. You need to validate the idea, pre-sell it, and tie it to a very specific pain point. It can be something like Notion template for busy founders who hire freelancers. That can be something that sells, but if it's something like generic productivity template, then probably it wouldn't sell that much. Sure, it can be something that you build on the side, but I personally wouldn't suggest to start with a digital product business. So verdict for beginners here is, don't make this your first move unless you already have results or a small audience. So I'll put this in C tier. This one always comes up. Just write a blog, throw in some affiliate links, and boom, passive income. That was true maybe 10 years ago, but today, the internet is flooded with AI-written top 10 lists and faceless review sites. So search engines are cracking down, competition is everywhere, and getting traffic without authority, it's just rough. But here's where it still works. If you already have an audience or a niche community, say you run a newsletter about productivity tools or you drop an affiliate link to the one you actually use, that can stack up nicely. Or your YouTube tutorials that solve real problems, you can put the affiliate links in the description, and that can also help to pay your rent. But the verdict for beginners would be it's not a standalone business to start with. It works best as an add-on once you have built some trust. So I'll put this somewhere between C to B tier, depending on your audience. Now let's talk content. It can be YouTube, TikTok, newsletters, podcasts. This is where a lot of people dream big. Sponsorships, ad revenues, trusted community of raving fans. And yes, content can actually unlock all of that, but the problem is timing. Content business takes months, sometimes years, before you see a serious paycheck. And that's just how the game is. The way to win early is simple. Don't make content you only play. Use it to fill a service you already offer. Show behind the scenes, share small wins, answer niche questions your clients ask. That way your content builds trust, pulls in clients, and then down the road, you layer on ads, sponsorships, and your own products. So the verdict for beginners here is it's amazing for the long term, but only if you tie it to a short-term money play. So I'll put this in B tier. Alright, now we are getting warmer. Specialized solo services like brand design, it could be landing pages, copywriting, paid ad setups, or video editing. This is where you stop selling your time and start selling outcomes. You're not charging per hour anymore, you're charging for the value that you deliver. The key here is proof. 2 slides showing before and after can land you a $2,000 project way faster than a 20-page portfolio. If you don't have proof yet, do one small discounted project, get results, and ask to share them. And you've got yourself a case study. So verdict for beginners for this one would be this is where you move once you have built some basic skills and proof. So it can provide solid money with a flexible lifestyle. I'll put this in A tier. This is the real S tier stuff. So the best way to start a one-person business is not shiny or complicated. It's simple and it's practical. And it actually makes you money right away. I call it day one services. So it's basically offering your time to do straightforward tasks that business owners don't want to deal with. It can be something like cleaning up inbox, uploading videos, managing calendars, providing basic Canva designed social media posts. Anything that you can probably learn by watching a few YouTube tutorials. So why does it work? Because it doesn't require you to have any capital. You can just start and get your first client within a week. And you're also learning skills as you're working with clients. You get to see up close how real businesses function. So from there, it's basically a ladder. Day one services or junior freelancing basically leads to specialized services. And I basically started as a freelancer myself. I can vouch for this, that it is by far the easiest way to start your one-person business. So this can easily grow into a small agency, or it can even give you the cash and the confidence to launch your own content or products later. In that way, you wouldn't have the stress to, having an audience from the very beginning. So my verdict would be that is the fastest way to your first $1,000 and the best learning curve. So I'll definitely put this in S tier. So there you have it. The worst and the best businesses that you can start today. I hope you got a ton of value from this. If you did, please hit that like button. It really helps to push this video to more people who needs to watch this. I'm Anika. I'm a creative entrepreneur and a writer. On this channel, I talk about one-person businesses, AI, and human potential, all the stuff that fascinate me. And if this sounds like your jam, please take your shoes off and come on in by hitting that subscribe button. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you guys. Ciao for now, and I'll see you in the next one.